For Bean.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Mention Dan, Dave. Go on.
I rise today to also speak in favour of the member for Blair's motion about the Australia-United Kingdom Free Trade Agreement that came into effect early this year. I particularly congratulate the member for Blair for his advocacy in this space and congratulate all in this parliament who have done important work in this space. And, Deputy Speaker, we're already seeing significant benefits flowing from the UK Free Trade Agreement. In the first month since the agreement entered into force, the value of Australia's exports to the UK increased by almost 200% from the same time a year earlier. Australian farmers and agricultural exporters of products such as beef, sheep meat and wine are reaping the benefits that have not been experienced since the UK joined the European Economic Community, as it was known then, in 1973. Deputy Speaker, both sides of the House agree that the UK FTA is a strong free trade agreement. The Joint Standing Committee on Treaties noted earlier this year that the agreement reflected the long-standing importance, quality and depth of the political, cultural and economic relationship between Australia and the United Kingdom, while looking to set a framework for future trade and cooperation. The Joint Standing Committee also stated that the UK FTA would contribute to diversifying Australia's trade and addresses both traditional free trade agreement concerns while incorporating a wider range of social and economic principles. At the same time, the UK FTA preserves policy and regulatory space for parties in rapidly evolving sectors such as digital trade and financial services. This deal includes strong commitments on the environment, including climate change and labour. Deputy Speaker, this agreement will preserve the right of the Australian government to regulate in the public interest, including for the environment, education and health. It represents one of the most comprehensive, innovative and ambitious free trade agreements entered into by Australia to date and strengthens an already close relationship between Australia and the UK. The agreement supports the government's trade diversification strategy, delivering unprecedented benefits to Australian businesses and creating new, well-paying jobs. Prior to the Australian government implementing Australia's trade agreement with the UK, Australian exports, particularly in the agriculture sector, faced extremely high barriers. But, Deputy Speaker, the agreement now facilitates also the two-way flow of professionals and helps address the skill shortage in Australia by providing an overdue framework for professional bodies to agree to streamlined licensing and qualification processes for qualified professionals, something I used to run into a fair bit when I used to represent engineers. It provides greater certainty in digital trade rules and facilitates trade for Australian businesses looking to grow their digital footprint in the UK. This agreement underpins and deepens our already strong bilateral investment relationship with the UK, which is the second largest source of foreign direct investment in Australia, valued at around $138 billion in 2022. Deputy Speaker, though, trade is more than just the exchange of products and services. It also boosts the exchange of ideas. This free trade agreement establishes procedures for artists, including First Nations people, to receive royalties when their artworks are resold in the UK. The Australian government has sought high-quality commitments on key sustainability issues, such as environmental protection and labour rights, that align with internationally agreed principles, standards and rules. We've already prioritised the establishment of strong regulatory practice and compliance provisions that create a more predictable business environment for Australian companies. Deputy Speaker, this government has tilted the playing field to become level again, allowing innovative and hard-working Australian farmers and businesses to compete fairly in the British market. Importantly, an investor-state dispute settlement mechanism is not part of the agreement. This means Australia's sovereign right to develop and implement legitimate policy measures in areas such as public health and the environment is preserved. But, Deputy Speaker, this agreement creates new opportunities to deepen and expand trade and investment with one of Australia's most important and long-standing trading partners. It's consistent with our approach to easing cost of living in Australia by removing tariffs on UK-made goods, which will see Australians pay less at the shops for imported goods from the United Kingdom. Deputy Speaker, I again commend the member for Blair for this motion and the Minister for Trade, Senator Farrell, for his hard work in delivering this free trade agreement.